Hello, everyone, and welcome yet to another live talk with Race. I'm Jacob, here again with Raise Awareness of Coaching and Education. As always, we always try to bring you, host our some great speakers from around the world. Today, with me, yet another coach, Yemisi. I'll give you the chance to tell us a little bit about yourself. And today we're going to talk about coaching from quite a personal perspective. We believe coaching can help, and that's the name of this series. Coaching can help. Hopefully, we'll leave you after the end of the talk with a few tips that might be helpful for you in your personal and professional life. Yemisi, welcome, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, Jacob. I'm so excited to be here. And thanks everyone for being a part of this.
We are
Um,
excited. We're always excited whenever we meet and host coaches. The live talks are quite something dear to our heart, so we are
mm,
excited. Yeah, Missy, would you like to start by telling us and the audience a little bit about yourself?
sure, I love that. My name is Yemisi Iyilade. Um, I'm a coach consultant. I also regard myself as a professional catalyst for growth and transformation. And I'll tell you my story at some point during the conversation.
Yeah,
Currently, I am AVP Leadership Development with Pivot to Growth, where I engage with modern leaders.
yeah,
Modern leaders are mostly millennials or Gen Zs. Um, I enjoy equipping them with those tools and resources they need
yeah,
because leadership is very difficult. And these leaders that I work with, they have to drive results. They have to work with a large team of diverse people. They have to achieve certain goals. And so when I work as a coach, my goal is to help them get there faster. To
yeah.
get to their goal faster means that I have to give them tools and resources. So at Pivotal Growth, where I work currently, we use a diagnostic assessment to help leaders identify those insights that they can start using right away.
Right.
And as a consultant for the organization too, it's helping organizations build their leaders, helping organizations drive innovation, especially now, currently with this change in economy
Yeah.
and change in and the way the world is going. So, as a coach consultant, the combined role for me, what really excites me in this role is really helping leaders get to their bottom line faster. And so most of the coaching I do is essentially
Yeah.
performance coaching. And it's a very different kind of coaching, but it comes back to the topic of today.
Yeah.
Coaching can help.
Yeah. I think we'll get back to performance coaching. Missy, let me start with something personal. So, you are like providing and helping people through coaching. How did you yourself get to know coaching and to start this journey of becoming a coach?
Yeah. Jacob, that's a very good question. I say that because anybody that is out there that is coaching
Yeah,
that has not really experienced a coach
yeah,
or that doesn't even have a coach is not really going to be very impactful for others.
yeah,
So my journey started with myself. So 14 years ago, I came to Canada. Um, my background is engineering. So I had an engineering degree in Canada. I still remember about 14 years ago because my second daughter, she was just about 9 months when I arrived.
Yeah.
Um, it was difficult because I was told I needed Canadian experience, and yet I had a degree and I also had a master's degree.
Mhm.
Um, I was confused. So for the first few years, I didn't have a mentor. There was no special guidance. I was lost. And I knew within me that that was not where I should be. I knew that there could be something better. But one thing that kept me going was I kept pushing myself. And the change started for me in 2016. So 2016 was kind of a tragic year.
Mm.
I suddenly lost my dad. And
Sorry.
then, yeah, I know it was a tragic experience, but it kind of gave me that leap to get a coach or to change my status quo.
Yeah.
Um, and so during my father's funeral, I experienced something that I had never experienced before. I saw that he had actually impacted a lot of people. And then I remember my flight coming back
Right.
to Canada. I remember asking myself that question: what's the legacy I'm gonna leave behind if I don't do something useful with my life? And so that was when I started thinking about what else could I do? What else could I do? Enough is enough. I've come to this place in my life. This is like status quo. I've been stagnant for years. And that's when I stepped into coaching. I got a coach. I figured that, oh, there's so much more. I could be better. I could be different.
Yeah.
Apparently, what I lacked was some soft skills that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about coaching. It's you begin to identify things,
Yeah.
could be behaviors, and I mean things about you, or some people call it blind spots
Yeah.
that you don't know about yourself. And so that's when my journey started. I got a coach and I started building myself, my skills. I started developing my competencies. And as soon as I applied those skills, I began to get better. I began to become a better self.
Yeah.
And over the past few years, I rose in my career, from that not knowing what to be to currently now
Yeah.
working as AVP and also being an entrepreneur. And so when you ask me my story about coaching, I will always remember that story.
That is really powerful story, and yeah, sorry to hear, about your dad. I think one of the things about coaching is this focus on um, forward movement. So
Mm,
yes, I'm here. I've got that realization now. How to move forward, and yeah, having a different mindset helps a lot. So thank you very much for sharing.
thank you, Jacob. I mean, and that's the difference between coaching and counseling. And so this is very important for a lot of people to know,
Yeah,
especially when we're going through challenges and tough times.
yeah,
We need to be looking ahead, not backward.
true.
And so, as a coach, I want to help my clients forward thinking, um, and think about a vision ahead or a goal ahead.
Yeah. Right. Talking of stories, Yemisi. So you've
Mhm.
been working with clients, coaching them for some time now. Any inspiring stories you would like to share with us, the audience?
Well, one of my I'll call it something I hold dearly as a coach is that
Yeah,
confidentiality space. So
yeah,
I would not be able to just share stories of my clients without getting the yeah
true. The consent.
agreement. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I believe that as a coach I hold a space
yeah,
with my clients and my clients with me, and so whatever we talk about stays there. But I can tell you the things that generally that I've been able to help the people I coach walk
Yeah.
through. So, for example, my focus of coaching is on modern leaders. So, I said earlier, the modern leaders are the future leaders. So, they are the millennials and the Gen Zs. Their focus and their type of leadership style is very different
Yeah.
from those that we call the traditional leaders. And so, most of my clients, they are struggling with how to make quick decisions. They have a lot of deadlines. They're moving so fast.
Yeah.
Mostly, I work with performance teams, high performance organizations. Change is very quick, and they are thinking and trying to figure out how to help their teams take ownership. So some
Yeah.
of the stories are around, how do I have those difficult conversations? How do
Okay.
I build confidence enough
Yeah.
to step into the room and have those tough and difficult conversations? And sometimes it's around conflict. It's around criticism or
Yeah.
feedback. How do you, as a leader, be assertive at the same time, be empathetic?
Yeah.
And so some of the stories, oh, I was able to have a candid conversation with my team, help them see the vision, and don't just assume that everyone is going along with you, but just even listening, active listening,
Yeah.
taking the time to pause
Yeah.
and ask those questions. So some of those stories are what I hear often.
So, like, let's talk a little bit about leadership. And you mentioned, it's quite challenging. Um, from your experience, maintaining confidentiality, of course. What tips would you or could you share with those out there who might be thinking about taking up a leadership role or already leaders and facing some challenges?
I love that. So first off, if you're thinking of taking on a leadership role,
Yeah.
I would say don't hesitate,
Okay.
because leadership is a journey.
Yeah.
Leadership is not something you have already. It's not like a destination. So it's a journey you're going through step by step. You're advancing. It's you're becoming someone, and so don't
Yeah.
hesitate. Wherever you are, start with that place, and certainly get a coach, grow yourself, and go on. And
Yeah.
then the second component is how to excel as a leader would be, you have to be willing to be open.
Okay.
You have to be open. You have to learn. At Pivotal Growth, we talk about learning agility.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to quickly adapt and quickly learn. You also need a particular kind of mindset. It's the growth mindset. The mindset that I failed yesterday, I messed up, I did something wrong, but then I have an opportunity
Yeah.
to to do something different. So, like I said, I always say leadership is a journey. Find the
Yeah.
insights that you can start working with. Find those strengths that you can leverage, and think about the opportunities that you can, grow yourself in. And
Yeah.
and that's what makes you a better leader. And the better a leader you are, you're able to impact more people.
And all right. And for those who are already leaders or in that position, we hear a lot, Yemisi, about
Mhm.
workload, stress. Um, a lot of stress might lead into depression and so on.
Yeah.
Any tips for those leaders?
Yeah. Certainly, the first thing is to say that stress is real.
Okay.
Um, yeah, stress is real.
Yeah.
Um, and to be a successful leader,
Mm-hmm.
especially with fast moving organizations, you will
Yeah.
certainly experience stress. And this is why I think people need to realize how coaching helps. And it's not because you and I are coaches and we're talking about this. I
Yeah.
mean, coaching is you get an opportunity to take a pause.
Yeah.
You get an opportunity to reflect. And this is what I hear from the leader, a lot of these leaders that we work with. They
Yeah.
hardly have the time to pause. And so when you are able to integrate coaching into your life, it means you have time, regular set time to reflect.
Yeah.
You have time to work with someone or just even get clarity on what are the priorities I need to focus on. So sometimes stress happens because we are focusing on so many things.
Yeah.
It's possible to identify the one, two, three things that you can focus on that
Yeah.
is going to help you move towards the goal you're working towards and relieve you of some of the stress. And another thing is that I like to do,
Mm-hmm.
especially being a modern leader myself. I mean, most of the people that are stressed are modern leaders. They have a lot of workload. They
Yeah.
have maybe little children at home. Maybe
Yeah.
they have older parents to care for, and yet they still have to be busy at work. And so it's important to have, I call it balance.
Mm-hmm.
And some people call it boundaries. You have to be clear on a kind of balance for yourself. So it's putting yourself first. Is how do you care for yourself? So
Yeah.
when you think about your well-being, what are those schedules? What are those um, balance or boundaries you put in place to care for yourself? Because when you care for yourself, then you can care for others.
Yeah.
So those are some of the few things that I can just identify, and there's so many other things, because every one of us are unique in our experiences.
True.
So depending on that leader's experience, think about what's really causing so much overwhelm or stress or anxiety around you, and what else could you do to relieve some of that.
Yeah, I do second what you said that stress is real, and I think this goes with all emotions. That instead, first we address them, in order for us to know how to deal with them, and yeah, prioritizing. I think we do struggle a lot with prioritizing, and
Mhm.
yes, how to put ourselves first. So is it true then a little bit of selfishness is okay?
I think so. Well, of course, because you know how when you hop on the airplane, they tell you
Yes.
uh, you put on your oxygen mask first,
Yep.
even when you have a little child. So
Yeah.
I think it's what's essential to know as a leader is leadership is not a one person job.
Yeah.
So as a leader, it's your role is to work with other people
Yeah.
to move things or to achieve goals.
Yeah.
And so if it feels like you're working alone, then I think there's need for you to have a check, to look around you and see who else and
Yeah.
what else can I do to help others take ownership
Yeah.
and to relieve me.
Yeah.
um and because psychologically, so even let's look at it with positive psychology,
Mhm.
we all are humans, and we have emotions,
Yeah.
emotions that we cannot ignore. And some of our behaviors show up based on the way the emotions impact us.
Yeah.
And those emotions come as a result of our relationship with others. And so if you're doing all the work, yeah, you're going to increase the amount of negative emotions that are in within you, and that's not helpful. So it's better to be selfish than to be unwell.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like, if you are unwell, then how much can you provide, you know, to others? You basically you might become a little bit of an obstacle rather than the help you want to be.
Exactly.
Um, all right, Yemisi. So we kind of approaching the end of this live talk. So with coaching, we believe coaching can help, but then
Mm.
you might face some leaders. Talking of leaders now, who are not really willing to accept coaching or try it. Or what would you say to them?
Hmm. Well, that's not surprising when you meet people that are not accepting of coaching.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, they are not, maybe they are not open,
Hmm.
or they are not curious about um, trying something different.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just be very direct to say that you cannot really force someone to make a choice that they don't want to make.
Sure.
So for me, it would be just being that coach that I am. I'm going to ask them positive questions or just ask powerful questions.
Yeah.
They don't want a coach, but what are they talking about? Where do they want to be in 2 years, and what are the obstacles and challenges that they are facing?
Yeah.
And what else have they tried, or what are they willing to try? Because the truth of the matter is, and that's why I do mostly performance coaching.
Yeah.
And performance coaching mostly is for leaders and people that are willing and able to change and adapt.
Yeah.
So that willingness has to be there, because coaching is very intrinsic.
True.
It's, if I want to be a better person, it
Yeah.
has to come from within me. It's not something someone has to force me. And so if anyone is not ready for coaching, then the question is, what else are they trying to achieve?
Yeah. I think this adds to the beauty of coaching. That yeah, if you're not ready from within, then yeah, until you're ready, then coaching is there to help and support. Yeah, Missy, I'm afraid we are running out of time here, so probably a
Okay.
couple of more minutes. Um, any final thoughts to conclude with?
Yeah, thank you, Jacob. And this has been amazing as I talk about coaching. And I think for final thoughts, will be coming back to those that have not really experienced coaching and
Mhm.
are still thinking, why should I have a coach?
Yeah,
Um, Beyond just having clarity to work on your goals, um, having a coach or coaching helps you to achieve more.
yeah,
If you're someone that you have a big vision or you have a big dream, and something looks very difficult or so big,
yeah,
and there's a common quote I love talking about or saying is, um, you hit the elephant one bit at a time. So how do you reach that vision?
yeah,
You have to start. And so I'll wrap up to say that coaching is not something that people just talk about.
yeah.
Is a tool that helps you become a better person. Essentially, because as humans, we all have a higher potential.
True.
So that means we could become someone better, or we could reach bigger,
Yeah,
we could achieve more. and your ability to think, to make different decisions will help you through that journey and process.
Super. Um, Yemisi, thank you so very much. It's been,
Thank you, Jacob.
pleasure.
Yeah.
We would want to go further, but I'm afraid that's all the time for us today. Thank you for all you listeners around the world, and always feel free to reach out. Um, I've shared your Mrs. Website, LinkedIn. So again, a big thank you, Missy, for your time.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.
All right.